an absolute pleasure to be witnessing the 70th anniversary celebration of International House at the 8 campuses in our 7 locations throughout Australia. Looking at the huge screen over there, it's wonderful to see all the faces and everyone coming together to celebrate this extraordinary event. In 1953, John and Britta Haycraft decided to take themselves from the UK and move to Cordoba, Spain, and they did that thinking they would be journalists. Within 3 weeks, they were offering English classes in one of the bedrooms of their apartment. And John and Britta saw what was happening. They had lived through World War II and all the horrors and things that took place, and realized that there was a need for communication. People needed to talk with each other. People needed to understand their different cultures and the countries and where people were and the realities that they were living in. And in the 1950s, people also started to travel. It was a time it was no longer just for the rich. If people could start out and go to other countries and meet other people. And what did they find? They needed to communicate, and that was in English. So those of us who are from an English-speaking country, we're very happy that it was our language that was taken on as the world language, right? But it's important. We all need to be able to communicate. And of course, not just in English, but in multiple languages. They're all very, very important. After the classes began taking place in Cordoba and they were growing, within a few years, John and Britta decided it was time to move home to London, which is where they were from. And they opened the very first International House School in Covent Garden in the UK in 1959. Guys, and since that time, this organization has grown where friends of John and Britta actually went out around the world and started opening these schools first in places like Portugal and Morocco and Lebanon, to the east, and Poland, the Ukraine. And they grew because there was a need to communicate. They also realized too, there was a need to learn how to teach. International House was at the forefront of English language teaching together with the University of Cambridge. And that explains why there's such a close relationship today between Cambridge and International House. Today, there are more than 160 of these schools around the world, in more than 60 countries. The reason I say more than, because honestly, about every 2 months, the association gets an application from an existing language school or teacher training center to join this prestigious association, okay? No other association or company in this industry has 70 years worth of knowledge and experience. We are so fortunate to be part of this association. We can bring everything, the expertise, the knowledge throughout these 160 schools to our classrooms, to our employees, and to all of our students. So it's an absolute pleasure today, 2023, 70 years to celebrate International House. So happy anniversary, happy birthday, and enjoy the festivities to everyone.